All right, we are live in studio, and we have the first month's worth of real estate housing statistics for January for Central Ohio and Dayton, Ohio. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to start with Columbus and save Dayton for last because I'm going to save the best for last because Dayton is on fire. So if you own a home in Dayton, you're a real estate agent in Dayton, you better watch it because you're going to be surprised. We're going to talk about that and much, much more right after this. All right, guys. We are back and we're live, Ashmont Realty Live podcast. We're talking about the Central Ohio Housing Report as well as the Dayton, Ohio Housing Report. I'm just going to get right to it because we're going to break it up like we normally do, but I'm going to save Dayton for last. So we're going to jump into Central Ohio Housing Report. This is the first numbers that have came out in 2024. So we're going to see how things are faring. I really thought this is going to be a better year than 2023. And actually, so far, so good. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into now. This is Central Ohio's numbers here that we're going to pull up. We're only going to cover over a couple details here. The thing I want to talk about first and foremost is, did we sell any houses more or less in January of 2024 as we did in 2023? Well, let's take a look. We did. We actually sold about 3% more houses in January as we did last year in 2023 in January. Now, remember, guys, a lot of people say, well, Adam, interest rates have gone down. Interest rates have gone down. That's not true. If anyone has followed interest rates got almost to 8% right there before Christmas. So remember, when a house sells, it takes about 30 days. So if a house sells in January, whoever put that house in contract or they, signed on the dotted line, that happened December with 8% rates. But so we saw a 3% increase from 2023 to 2024. So that's good news, right? What else is good news? Well, average sale price for a home. So if you were looking for a home in Central Ohio back in January of 2023, that same home is worth, oh my gosh, it's almost worth, 10% more. The average sale price home year over year in January is almost 10% more. So if you had an eye on that house that was $300,000, now that home is worth 10% more. So 10% of $300,000 is 30 grand more. So that $300,000 home is worth 330,000. So that's what happens when you sit around and wait. Prices of homes in Ohio keep going up. It doesn't matter what's happening with interest rates. They're still going up. Okay. What else do we want to check out on this? Let's see. Anything particular? Average sale price, days on market. They were about 3 days longer on market. It's about a month on market. Oh, here it goes. New listings. This is an important one. Okay. So did real estate agents get any new listings in January? Did we get any new listings that hit the market in January? Because whatever happens, new listings in January is what we close in February typically, right? Or maybe March, because February is a little short. So what did we do in January? Well, let me see here. New listings in Central Ohio in January of 2023 compared to 2024. We're up 10%. That's great news, guys. 10%. Now, this is what's happening. All right, Central Ohio. We're going to talk about Dayton. Dayton's even way better. I'm really impressed. Way better. What's happening, guys, is kind of what I mentioned, several months back. People are getting used to these higher interest rates. Now, if you've been following interest rates, we know rates are getting down in those high sixes. Okay, that's still below the 52-year average. So what's happening? People are getting conditioned to the new rates. They know it, they're not going away. Rates are what they are, and they're finally getting off the bench. Okay, we had 10% more listings that were signed up in January than we did in 2023 at that time. 10%, that's big. That's really big. We're making up ground on what we lost last year over year. So that's really good news. So really, Columbus is looking up. January, February is looking good. We have 10% more listings in January, which means we might have close to 10% closed sales in February. So things are looking really good. All right, so let's save the dessert for last. And the dessert this year is absolutely Dayton, Ohio. So Dayton has been on fire. We had like 2 or 3 months in a row. We had 2 months in a row. There was 40% more listings year over year. That's a crazy number, but it was true. Absolutely true. I thought it was a typo at first, but Dayton is on fire. So let's look. Let's start with Dayton's number. They have a really cool something. I'm going to share this here. They have a really cool graphic on the Dayton Board of Realtors website. I'm going to share that now. It's easy to talk. So here we go. Look over here. They got a really good graph. So let's just talk about the high points, kind of compared to what's going on in Columbus. So let's talk with the first thing, closed sales. So again, this is things that would have got locked up in the month of December. So these are people who went in contract before Christmas, closed them in January. Remember, again, interest rates were pretty high then. They got up to almost 8%. But look, Dayton, you sold 23% more homes compared to what you sold in the month of January in 2023. 23%. That's really, really high. So guys, listen, Dayton, per the National Association of Realtors, Dayton Kettering was the third best real estate market for 2024. So if you have anyone that's looking to invest in Dayton, there's a lot of supply there, but home prices keep crawling up. So Dayton is projected to be really big winners this year. All right, what's the next thing we should take a look at? Well, the next thing we should look at is average sale price. Well, average sale price, again, do you remember what Ohio or Columbus Central Ohio was? It was around 10% increase. Look at Dayton, $254,000 average sale price home. They're up 12% compared to January. So if you wanted to buy a house in January of 2023, you are going to be paying 12% more than you did last year at that time. So sitting around on the bench, dilly-dallying around, it cost you about 12% more on that house you had an eye on. What else should we be looking at? New listings. Look at this number, new listings. So is anyone listing their home in the month of January in Dayton? Oh, absolutely they are. Absolutely. New listings in Dayton are up 19% compared to last year. They were like doing double-digit listing growth month after month that third and fourth quarter of last year. Dayton is up 19% new listings in the month of January compared to last year in the month of January. That's crazy. That is really high numbers. Dayton is definitely, they're on fire. They're absolutely on fire. Again, if you're a buyer, you need to know this, because if you're a seller, you need to know this. And if you're an agent, you need to know this as well. Dayton has a lot of upside in 2024, and they've already shown it just in January. Last, I think that maybe we should take a look at is well, we talked about listings sale. Well, I mean, I don't know. That covers about most of Dayton. I can tell you that with that being said, both Central Ohio and Dayton look really good. What a great start for Dayton, but also to Columbus. We're double-digit new listing growth year over year, starting in the month of January. That means we'll have a much better February and March compared to what we did last year. Really, guys, people are just getting off the bench and starting to understand that rates aren't going anywhere. High sixes is below average. They got educated, and now they're going to start getting off the bench and start doing something for 2024. So it should be a great year, guys. So thank you for watching Ashmont Realty Live, the Central Ohio and Dayton Housing Report, just a high overview. If you have any questions about the markets, or if you want to know how much your home is worth, let me know. Put it in the comments section below. And if you would like to get into real estate and be a real estate agent like me and others, we have a 30% discount code below. Click that link, get 30% off your Hondros college tuition, become a real estate agent for spring. So other than that, guys, have a great week, and we will see you next month.